Hello, hello, Plannerets. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have an exciting unboxing. I've got the brand new Filofax Malden in the color Vetiver, and not just in one, in two sizes, in A5 as well as the personal size. So if you've ever wondered how these compare or how these lovely new color really looks in person, make sure to stay tuned because I think you'll love this one. Let's go. If you are new here to my channel, hello there, I'm Marianne, and I help women feeling overwhelmed, stuck, or burnt out become more clear, calm, and creatively inspired through intentional planning, habit tracking, and joyful self-care. So you can also find me on Instagram at Marianne Cresp. Now, if you are here in the live chat, make sure to say hello. And of course, if you are watching on replay, drop a comment in the comment section below to let me know where you are tuning in from, because I always love seeing how far my little channel can reach across the world. So hello, Melinda. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here so much. What time is it over there? Is it nearly 3 p.m.? Let me know. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. So let us go and have a look. So just a little disclosure before we dive in. I want to be transparent. These planners were kindly gifted to me by Filofax. I used to be a Filofax ambassador a couple of years ago, which meant I received Filofax products to test and share my experience with you. Now, I was a Filofax user way before I even became a Filofax ambassador. And I think my very first one that I purchased myself was back in, oh my goodness, it's getting, so 20, what year are we on now? 2020, I think. Yeah. So, but yeah, I've loved Filofax back, in my 20s and in my 30s a few years back. It's 4:20 p.m. in New Zealand, where Melinda is. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate that so much. So I do also have affiliate discount code that Filofax has given me that you can use in their US, UK, and European store. Now, all other Filofax sites are different distributors. So only in the US, UK, and European site you can use. I have Marianne 30, Marianne 20, and Marianne 10. So make sure to check the links in the description to let you know how you can use them and the discounts that you can use. So, and that'll also, of course, help my channel a lot. So let us start off with a couple of unboxings. So this is how the Filofax Malden organizers come in just in this plain little white box. So already as is, it's a great way you can gift, a Filofax products. You've got the sticker there, and so I'm sure you can peel that off nice and easy and just put a nice little, ribbon if you are thinking of gifting anybody Filofax products. So each one do have different packaging, but the Malden, so there's the A5 as well as the personal size. They come in the white little box like this. So as I said, it's really special opening a Filofax box. So let's go have a look first. Let's choose the personal size first. So let's put the A5 aside for a second. So we have a little bit of room. Make sure that doesn't fall on the ground. And so just opening it up, and then this is the pretty part. It comes in this sort of like charcoal gift box, and then you've got the gold embossing of cute little dots, and then the Filofax logo. So these actually will make great even storage boxes. Now, I did keep a lot of my boxes for a long while, but I had to do some decluttering. But that is how they come in. And then let's just unbox. So inside you will get so I guess because it is depending on the time that you purchase your Filofax products, then of course the refill will, you know, if it's a little bit earlier in 2025, you would have gotten the 2025 diary refill. So this one here for 2026, week on 2 pages, as you can see. So it's got that horizontal layout. We've got the 7 days and then a notes section. So now I don't, oh, here we go. You can see the different, so you can mix and match. So this one is weekly. And of course, it's got the 6 hole punch. So that's comes in there, and you've got the little just cardboard, I guess, to protect the Filofax. And then you have it wrapped in this sort of like tissue-like fabric, again, to protect it. And it's got the little label sleeve. Let me just go and slide that off. So first impression, now this is a leather Filofax. And I don't know, people, you know how people do the smell test. Yeah, it smells good, all right? So that's what it looks like. You've got the Filofax logo embossing on the spine there. Now it's the Filofax Malden has a little bit more of a relaxed style, and you've got that rustic stitching around the border as well as the snap closure here. And so, and then the back again, that beautiful stitching right at the back there. So first impression, it's quite beautiful, the color. Now I do have a couple of other Filofax personal size, so let me just show you. I've got the ochre color as well as the pink. So let's see how they, I mean, that just looks so pretty. Look at that. So again, the rustic, the Malden, you know, signature style of that rustic stitching around the border. And so there we go. That's what the spine will look like all together. Yeah, so the Malden I have in the ochre in personal size only. In the pink, I have it also in A5, pocket, and mini. So I was very fortunate when I was an ambassador to get all the different sizes. And so that's how the colors compare. So now I looked up what the color Vetiver, and I think that's how you pronounce it, because I'm going, oh, I want to make sure. Yes, that green does look so good. It does, doesn't it, Melinda? It's, yeah, very pretty. So, and let me see if I can put it against, I have the Camden organizer. Let me just show you that, how that looks like. So this is the Camden in olive. Let me just close it up. So this is what I'm currently using for my A5 planner for September. So this is in the color olive. Let me put the box away so I have a little bit more room. So there you go. So I have tried to ensure my monitor setting is the same as what my eye can see. But of course, depending on how your monitor is all set up, color may, or your TV, if you watch me on the big TV, color may be different from what you see on your screen, but you can always check the Filofax website. Hello, Cindy. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you being here. Yes, a nice little impromptu live today, because I thought, you know, I was maybe wanted to just record this, but I thought might as well do it live. Live is always great, because then if I do have people popping by in the live chat, it's a nice little conversation we can have. So the Vetiver is actually a name of a plant that has earthy green tones. So they say something in between, you know, sage green and olive green. So this, based on the name that Filofax has named their product, so they consider this the olive color, and that looks like, yes, that looks like the green olives. And then, so this is Vetiver. So this is their Let's of, so this is from Let's of London, which is their sister store. This is the Bumblebee 2025-2026 little notebook, and this is the refillable notebook, Filofax refillable notebook in sage. So they consider these two shades of sage. So this is Vetiver, and so as the name suggests, so it's a green tone plant. That's the name of a green tone plant, and so that's how it looks amongst all other green shades of so that's looking. I'd always love green. Green gives that feeling of life, or restart, or new. Here in Australia, it is the September is the start of spring. So these are really nice, beautiful green tones. So as like I said, I've done my best to capture the color as true to life as possible on my videos and what I see on my Mac monitor. But as I said, just make sure to do check their website. Let me see if I can show you the website here. So you see, even on the website, it's actually what I see on my screen, it's different. Let me see if I can see how it's a little bit different. So it's very hard sometimes to capture true colors in video, because what I see, my eye can see, and what is on mine looks the same. I made sure I didn't, saturate or change the what is it called, the contrast, and I've tried to make it true to color. But even like what I see on my on the Filofax website, that's just a little bit different. And also because it is leather, then it will, even like the grain sometimes of the leather will be a little bit different from what you see on screen. Yes, it was nice surprise to see you live, Marianne. Yes, the boys are all outside, and I had a lovely sleep in today here, Saturday in Sydney, 13th of September. So I thought, I was going to videotape while they were out and record it, and I went, let's just go live. I always like live, and then that way I don't have to edit, because if I record and then edit as well, I'll probably upload this video, who knows, in 2 days' time, because editing does take quite a long time. Okay, so like I said, so this is just as a comparison with the green tones. This is the Filofax A5 Camden organizer in the color olive. Okay, so that's the difference there. But so this is, if you're just joining in, personal size Malden organizer in the color Vetiver. The leather is quite soft. It's, a little bit more supple depending on, or if you compare their like other leather like the Camden. So this is really, and also I think the Norfolk as well. So it's a little bit more relaxed, snap closure. I just love that stitching around, the rustic stitching around it. Now let's just have a look inside. I'm going to take off the little tissue-like, I think, protective packaging, just so then we can see exactly what's inside. And now trying to put it all back gracefully. Okay, let's have a look. All right, yes, I did it. Okay, so that's what it looks like inside. Because the spine of it, the leather, you've got two layers. It doesn't lay flat right away, so I have to condition mine for a little bit and just slowly bend it back. One of my fellow plannerettes in the past, when I did an unboxing of the ochre or the pink one, I was, sort of folding it back a little bit, and I was like, don't do that, because then of course you might wreck, the attachment of the ring planner. But you can condition it as you go, and of course the more the more use with any leather, it gets softer, because I think it's just, the spine here inside, because the leather is a little bit softer, I think inside there's sort of like a cardboard to ensure that the ring planner is, you know, fastened to it a lot more sturdier, and so it doesn't pull on the leather itself. So that's why, so inside there is, you know, like a cardboard to make the spine of the organizer a lot sturdier, and so through wear and tear, you can be assured that it won't come off the leather if it was just fastened to the leather itself. Okay, so just note that when you first get it, let me see if the oh, I don't have, I was going to say what it looked like on the ochre, but I don't have anything inside. And also when you start to have your planner inserts in there, let me just remove this, then it's going to start laying flat when you have the little, you know, planner inserts in there. So that's, just be mindful if you're one of these people that sort of go, oh, it doesn't lay flat, because I know that's one of the features a lot of planners, whether you have ring planner or even, you know, book bound planners, that you want it to lay flat, because of course when you are writing you don't want it to be, you know, flipping open or closed back and forth. But yes, it can be conditioned as you go throughout. So then just slowly, softly, as the time goes on, just, you know, press it lightly to ensure that you don't wreck the integrity of the spine and the mechanism of the ring planner. So let's quickly have a look inside. Let me just zoom in a little bit so we can get a closer look. So inside you've got multiple card slots. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 credit card. You've got a slip pocket on here, and then you also have, you know, the zippered pocket, so if you want any coins. So that's quite little handy zipper pocket. And then the back here, let's flip to the back, again another slip pocket. You can pop in a notepad in there as well, so if you have like a little shopping list, you know, those notepads that have the cardboard backing, you can slip that in there. Now with the pen loop, I know in the past they used to have the Malden pen loops in leather, and so it was not you know, it didn't stretch, so a lot of your normal size pen barrels did not fit. But now a lot of the Maldens have the elastic pen loop that, of course, again, when it's new, it's a little bit, you know, tighter. But again, it's one of these, like any elastic, it gets conditioned. But now it's elastic pen loop, so then you can fit, you know, the normal size barrel pens easily in there, and then it has this leather little coverage over there just to protect it, and I guess as well for aesthetic look. So then that way it just covers that. And then so like so there's you plenty of space if you want to put in your credit cards, your store cards, or any embellishments. I've seen a lot of different planners have put cute little embellishments like cards, any different colorful card stock, or even some I've seen like lace edged you know, cards that just pretty up your different cardstock. And of course you can put in, you know, washi tape. So if you loop around washi tape on a flat card, you can pop that in there, any other loose notes or cards, as well as those sticky note flags. So if you are a planner who likes using sticky note flags, then of course this is a great way to store stickers, receipts, or any other notes. Now the ring itself, it's 23 millimeter, and of course let's quickly have a look. I haven't done any check, and yep, looks great. There's no gaps, so that's one of the things you want to look for, whether it's Filofax or any other ring planners, is to make sure that there is no gaps in between the rings, because what happens if there's even tiny little gaps when you do flip your planner inserts open, it might go through the gap, and then that can be quite annoying. And you've got these little levers on the both ends to open, nice and easy. And then of course, watch out for your fingers. I've done that many times where I have clipped my finger in between those rings. So do make sure you keep a watchful eye on there. So one of the things that I do to ensure that I maintain the integrity of my ring mechanism is I actually cut little. I'm going to use, now I am prone to open my ring planners this way, being told not to do that so then it doesn't create gaps. But what I do is I actually go and cut slits into my planner inserts. I'm just going to use these refills little paper that came with the Filofax. Okay, I cut little slits into the hole punch, sort of like, you know, how disc-bound planners have that mushroom hole punch. So then that way you can replace and remove your planner inserts nice and easy. So here we are. So all you do is press your planner inserts in like that, and when you remove it, especially, you know, if you're writing, if you're a lefty and the rings get in the way, or even if you're a right-handed person and you want to write something in that, the edge there. So instead of opening and closing your ring mechanism by cutting slits into your planner inserts, you can easily remove your planner pages as well as pop them back in. So I just cut like a slit. I don't create any gaps in between, because then again, if it's too wide, then your planner pages may accidentally slip out. And sometimes they do, you know, if you're like me who like having chunky planners and lots of planner inserts in there. All right, so that's how the closure, again, it's made of leather and you've got the snap closure, nice and sturdy. And so I haven't had any problem at all with the snap closure on either of my Malden ochre or my Malden pink organizer, that, you know, the snap closure will open by itself. So that's another thing to look for. You know how sometimes, even like with clothing, you have snap closures that the circumference of the snap bit is too wide for that, and then of course it will come off loosely, but very sturdy snap closures. So inside you have all these different planners. So it's got this little vellum. I like to keep these vellum paper as part of my dashboard when I, you know, put in my own planner inserts, inspiring to make the most of your day, and then just different refills that you can get from their personalization station. And then you just go through, you've got this year, the sort of like future log, I guess, that fold out. That's really nice. If you have any bills coming out, any subscriptions, any maintenance that you want to note, you know, ahead of time, so then you don't forget it, that's a really great way to ensure that you have something to write them on, especially if you're like me, who plan as I go and I don't use dated planners. Something like this is a really great way to, you know, note down any future events or things that come up, or even birthdays, or even maybe like a book log, or even your exercise. What else can this be used for? If you're calorie counting, so anything that you are tracking and you want to note the progress, this is a great little fold out planner insert. Hello there, Create Scrapbooks. How are you? Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Like I said, nice little impromptu unboxing of my new to me Filofax Malden organizer in the color Vetiver in personal. So far, I've only currently on unboxing the personal and just going through what's inside. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dividers in this cream color. So in the Malden, the planner inserts and divider are this beautiful cream color insert. So let's just quickly go through. You have dot grid, you got blank pages, line pages, and then you have contacts. I don't use these contacts anymore, but I remember my very first planner, and it still has, you know, friends from high school's phone number and address. So that's I was going to say that's how old I am, but no, I'm not old. It's just back in my day when we had, you know, what was it, the Rolodex, those Rolodex for all your contacts. And then you have lined paper in blue, green, and pink. And then you have the this nice flexible ruler as well as page marker. So if you writing down notes, you can pop it in whatever section. And so when your planner inserts are closed, of course, you can get to your most used page easily. And then you've got the top opening little envelope. Again, you can pop in your stickers, your receipts, or any loose notes that you need to have on hand but don't know where to put them. So this is the Malden personal size organizer in the color Malden. And inside, let me quickly have a look. Did I put it anywhere? Where did I put it? I can't find where I put it. I think it did come with the refills. But in my moving of things, I don't know where I put those refills. Let me see. I found it. Okay, so like I said, it depending on when you purchase your Filofax organizers, it will have refills already. So because it's now coming towards the end of the year, end of 2025, this one, I think I received this last week, then you get the 2026 diary refill, which is week on 2 pages, and then that will go nicely in there. So let's go. Still have contact page in my journal, right? Me too. I think my very first one, I haven't thrown it because most people, you know I still have the same mobile number or the US, you call it your cell phone phone numbers. I still have mine from when I first, had my mobile phone back in, I don't even know now. My years are all getting mixed up nowadays. So yeah, you get the standard diary refill. So that's always good because then if you want to, you don't have a printer and you don't have, haven't purchased your own planner printables, either from myself or from other planners accounts who sell them, then you already have planner inserts on hand ready to go. So that's the a personal size version. And yeah, so that's how it would look like if it's closed. So my one, I'll show you my personal size Filofax in the crock. See how I like my planner inserts chunky. I don't know, there's something about having all these planner pages inside that makes me happy. So it's really, really fun. Now the paperweight as well for the Filofax, I think it's an 80 GSM. Let me see. 80 GSM. So now get to know all the different, weight of paper. So it's a nice smooth, but it may show ghosting with some ink. So just do be mindful of that if you are not fond of your ink, your markers or your highlighters ghosting, which means you can see, on the other side, the paper may just be a little bit thin. For me, I like to, sorry, hang on a second. My son and my husband's arrived from their little adventure today, so you may hear a little bit of noise. I'll try and make sure that they're nice and quiet for that. So yeah, so it is a nice smooth, I don't think it's fountain friendly, as in it won't bleed through. Let me see. Let's do a test. Hello, Erica. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. So good of you to be here today and joining me for my unboxing of my Filofax Malden organizer. So let's do a fountain pen test on Filofax paper insert. Okay, let me just let that dry a little bit. While that's drying, this is the TWSBI Eco fountain pen in extra fine, and I'll make sure to pop in the description after the color ink that this brown is. So there it is, and then let's have a look. I just want to make sure that that's dry. So yeah, so it hasn't bled through. So bleeding through is, you know, the ink actually seeping through the paper. But as you can see there, there is a little bit of ghosting. And normally it's fine once you start writing on, you know, your planner pages. But when your planner pages on the other side is blank at first, you know, without any writing, then that might bother you. It doesn't bother me anymore because, you know, that's what writing is. You know, you can see through the other side. And so, and if you're like me who also use highlighters and markers with your planning, then they're all going to have different intensity of, you know, the color as well as the ink, you know, intensity. So really good. So that's what it looks like inside as is. You get the planner inserts as well. So that is the personal size ring planner, and the like I said, the measurement. I'll talk about the measurement after, when I do a comparison with the A5. So speaking of A5, let's now pop onto the A5 Filofax. Let me see, where are we? Ooh, let me zoom out a little bit so we can fit the whole A5 on the screen. I'm just clearing up my desk so we have a nice clean area. Pop everything away. So just like the personal, it comes in the white box like this. You've got the sticker with the barcode, and then it's got the beautiful beautiful gift box. Again, very sturdy gift box. You can reuse this box for all your other lovely, you know, paperwork or photos for any keepsake. So it's sort of like this. It's sort of like from what it's charcoaly, but it has like a tinge of green. I don't think you can see that on the screen, or at least my screen. But then it's got this beautiful embossing of this gold dots and Filofax. So really, all you got to do if you're gifting it, pop a nice little ribbon and it's ready to go. And so the A5 also comes with refills. So week on 2 pages, the 2026 diary. Now the layout of this one is a vertical with, you know, appointment times or time blocking. So it's different layout to the personal. So the personal is horizontal, blank pages, and then this one has your lines for if you like. So this is really good if you're working and using your planner and have time specific, you know, tasks or to-dos or appointments. And so that's the refill that comes with it. I'll pop that aside. And again, just a cardboard protection. And then it's wrapped up in this beautiful tissue-like fabric to protect it. Let me pop that there on the floor. Ooh, so the grain of this one is, let me see if I can do a comparison with the personal. So see how the grain of the leather, it's got sort of like the effect of like creases in the leather. And so depending, of course, which one that you do get, because it is leather, the grain will be different for each individual one. So I think I had purchased one, a pre-owned one in personal in the, I don't know if it was an orchid color, but at first, because it was pre-owned and of course being used, the grain for me felt like it was too creased, you know, too many creasing. But before I knew about the Malden, and that's the nature of the leather, is that beautiful creasing, as you can see. Let's do it side by side. Okay, let the camera focus. So yeah, so it's very subtle, so you can't see it, you know, from afar, but when you look, it's just, oh, it's just so nice. Okay, so again, let me remove the label sleeve that comes with it. All right, so same thing. Let me just remove this little tissue-like protection. Let me see if I can do this without clipping my fingernails, my fingers, and then flipping it over. Because it is an A5, trying to put it back, I may have difficulty. So there, So that I did that a little bit more gracefully this time around. So pretty much the setup is the same as the personal. Of course, it's just going to be bigger and wider. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got really the credit card size slots 1, 2, and this is much wider compared to the personal size. So let's just do some comparison. So sometimes you know how you want to pop in some, whatever inserts you need, whether it's stickers, loose leaf stickers, and you need it to be a little bit wider than credit card size. So that's a nice little feature of the A5, as you can see, much wider than your standard, credit card or store card width. So that's a little great feature. It has the slip pocket. The zip pocket is a lot wider, of course, so you can fill in more than just coins in there. Normally, sometimes, if well, in the more the personal size, because that's more the portable one. In the back pocket, sometimes you might have to do some, feminine products in there, so it's handy on hand, and the zipper will keep it, closed and private. Now the A5 does come with 2 pen loops. Again, it is the elasticized pen loop. Older Maldens have the leather pen loop that did not, adjust for a normal thickness pen barrel. But this one, of course, when it's fairly new, the elastic is a little bit, tighter, but you can go and train that depending on whatever pens you have. I don't, hang on, I don't normally put my pen loops that way because I'm always taking it out. So I actually just, if I have a pen that has the little, what do you call, the clicker, and then I'll just slip that in there. But yeah, I don't want to go and force that because normally I like to ensure that I slowly condition my elastic loop. So then, but because again, this has that rustic stitching all around the border, around the snap closure, and then at the back as well, then you know that it will not, come off, and it's very sturdy. And but still, I'm one of these that, if I go, oh, I'll let me try it out, and just in case, it's got the stitching there, and it's I can feel that it's quite sturdy in there. But I'm always one of these that never push the things to the limit anymore, because one day, you might, especially if it's new, the last thing you want is for it to, have, don't you hate it when you get something new and it already has a scratch? It's like, it's okay if I put the scratch on there, but if it has any of that scratches, you sort of go, oh, I don't like it. Yes, pretty green shade indeed, Erica. I agree with you. Okay, so the color, again, it's Vetiver, and it's actually a name of a plant that has sort of like tones of sage and olive. And so I did earlier do a comparison with a couple of Filofax Camden organizer in the color olive, and some Letts of London, which is Filofax sister store, and their refillable notebook that they have named Sage. So I did a comparison of the different green tones. And then at the back again, you have a slip pocket and a notepad. So you've got the, oh no, actually, I lied. It's not a, there's no slip pocket. It has a wider notepad pocket. So if you've got a shopping list, or if you just get, a notepad that you like to write on. I know I like to write on notepad. Let me see if I've got one handy. This one's a little bit smaller. But if you have, this technically is not a notepad that will go on a slip pocket because it does not have a sturdy cardboard backing. But sometimes I like to have notepads on the back of my organizers, so then I want to just take random notes and, messy writing, and I don't want to write directly on my planner pages, then that's a great spot for you to put in a notepad, or again, any other loose leaf paper that, you don't want to keep inside your planner, ring planner. So The refills that come with it, again, the Malden A5 comes in cream colored paper. So you've got the vellum little fly at the front, inspiring to make the most of your day. And then just the different planner inserts you can get from Filofax's personalization station. Again, please check the description. You can get 30% off their personalization station section using Marianne 30. And so, yeah, you can get different colored refills. You can have it include holidays. You can use different fonts and everything else. So that's a really great way if you want it a little bit different to what you would normally get standard. And you can also choose, blank, weekly, monthly, rule, dotted, or plain. So you can grab that. Again, it has this beautiful fold out future log. So this is great way you can put in any future events, holidays, birthdays, anything you want to track as well. Yes, hi Cindy, happy Friday night where I am. Yes, what time is it where you are, Erica? Here, Saturday, 13th of September, just 5 minutes before 3 p.m. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cream colored divider tabs. I normally use my own do-it-yourself clear divider tabs from laminated sheets, but what I did with mine to make it colorful with the Filofax is I just use washi tape to cover the tabs, and then I use my own label maker. So I think this one either was the Dymo or a Make ID official, and then cut out some cardstock to cover the front. So then each and every one of them have different little print on there just to make it colorful. I mean, it's fine like this as is, but if you're like me who love color, who love, making my planner pages, colorful and pretty, that is a great way for you to use these dividers, is cover the tabs with your favorite. I just used plain colored washi tape, but you can even use, those different design print on the cover tabs. And then if you have these printed cardstock is actually the dividers or the dashboard of a Happy Planner Classic planner pages from a couple of years ago. So the back side of these printouts or printed cardstock had the calendar of a previous year, so it wasn't something I could repurpose. So if you ever have any of your and if you want to reuse any of the dashboards you may have or any printed cardstock, this is a great way for you to embellish plain dividers like this that come with the Filofax into something like this, and then just different. So then when you open up to your different dividers, something pretty and colorful awaits you. Okay. Yes, Cindy says Friday night there as well, nearly going to 7 p.m. You ladies have had dinner with me while we're unboxing. Yay! I love doing, we get to do two things while we're either enjoying our dinner or enjoying our Saturday afternoon, have an unboxing with Marianne. And then again, cream colored grid paper, blank pages, line pages, contact and planner inserts, line page in blue, green, and pink. And then, as I said, you also get the planner insert. Where did I keep losing? Where is it? Oh, see, I put it away so nicely that I forget where I placed it. And then you also get the week on 2 pages refill, so that's nice. Very similar to like the Hobonichi cousin weekly layout, where you've got the time blocking or appointment times. So then that comes with them. So let's have a look. So of course, if you are enjoying this lovely unboxing or even just hanging out with me and the other plannerettes in the live chat, make sure to hit that like button. I would so appreciate it. And of course, it tells YouTube to send my live stream and my videos and pop it into their, suggested page even more. So that's the two, A5 and the personal size Malden organizer in the color Vetiver, which is sort of like a nice sage color. And so what we've done so far is we've looked at the inside and what it's, the pockets, the planner inserts, as well as the refill that you get for the personal. And I did it again. Where did I put it? Oh, it's in here. Marianne needs to have something to eat as well. And then, of course, the week on 2 pages. So the A5 snap closure, again, this is made of leather. Oh, the ring capacity of the A5 is 30 millimeter. So the comparison, 30 millimeter ring. The personal is 23 millimeter ring. And of course, depending on the thickness of the paper that you use, or, if you're printing out your own planner inserts, the thicker it is, then if you print more, then it's going to get quite chunky. Just like my personal crock, I use a 120 GSM weighted paper for my planner inserts. So of course, depending on the amount of planner pages you print, the thicker the paper, then of course the thicker it'll be. So 10 pages of an 80 GSM is going to be much thinner than 10 pages of a 120 or 160 GSM. So just do be mindful that depending on, if you have lots of planner pages and you use thicker paper to print it on, then your planner organizer will start to get quite chunky. Now, I like chunky. Let me know if you also like chunky planners just like I do. So for me, if I just had that, I would feel like I need to fill it up with more things. I need to add more pages into it, so then that way it has this, I don't know, I think it's just like the feel and the look that I look busy. That I'm important and I've got lots of things to write and lots of tasks to do. But yeah, it looks like it has a lived in feel to it, that I've just added lots of different planner pages in there. So comparison of the two, so the A5 Malden, so in millimeters, it's 235 millimeter in length, 190 millimeter in width. So in inches, that's 9.25 by 7.5 inches. And then the personal size planner, so let me do them side by side like this, is about 190 millimeter in length and then 135 in the width. Okay, so, and then let me just show you the difference in the spine and the ring, just like that there. All right, so Erica says, I'm part of the chunky club too. Yes, I say it looks purposeful. I love that, even better. Purposeful. Yes, it looks like I'm intentionally planning ahead and being mindful of ensuring that I know what I'm doing ahead of time. So the A5, of course, will be a great desk planner because it is quite spacious. So when if you are lucky enough to have desk space to have your planner page sitting on your desk, then of course the A5 planner is great. So one of the things that I always say when you're trying to figure out what size to take into account is desk space. So if you don't have a lot of space, whether it's on the kitchen table or your own dedicated desk space, if you you have to work, get your keyboard out and do your other tasks, and you have to close it and then put it away. When you're having to put your planner away, close it and put it on a shelf or away from you, then they always say front of mind, helps more when it comes to getting things done. It's not that you won't get it done, but having to close it, pull it out, open it is, friction when it comes to using your planner. So that's one key thing, is if you don't have a lot of desk space, then an A5 planner may be more cumbersome than helpful, because closing it, putting it away. But of course, if you don't have a desk space and A5 works well for you, then of course that's great, because remember, planning depends on you and your situation, your lifestyle, how your brain works. So it's just one of the things that I know when I don't have a lot of desk space on my desk, because maybe I want to make it pretty with lots of different things on it, then the A5 for me, that's probably one of the reasons that I did pop into a personal when I did a few months back, because I had no desk space. But somehow I managed it. So then, let me see if I can zoom out. So, oops, that's zooming in. I got one of these little shelf to go on my desk that have space underneath. So now I can, slide in my keyboard under there. I've got my other A5 notebooks under there. And of course, the space over it is I can put my A5 planner on there, so I can keep my desk nice and clear. So that is why I am using both an A5 and a personal size for my planning currently. Okay, so currently I am in my personal crock, right, for my daily planning. And then for my A5, this is where I have a lot of my trackers. And so having my habit tracker, my victory log. So I have, because I have finagled my desk space to be able to have, for me to just slide on top my A5, my personal size. Let me just, my ADHD tendency. I'm not diagnosed with ADHD, but I think I have the tendency of having everything all, perfect and lined up. Then underneath the shelf, I can slide in my other necessities like keyboard, other notebooks that I'm using, and then I can have a nice clear desk space as my work area. Okay, so keep that in mind when you are thinking about what size to use or to choose, whether a bigger planner, not necessarily A5, maybe Happy Planner Classic or a letter size planner. Keep that in mind. Do you have the capacity to have it open most times, so then you are not having to put it away, because out of sight is out of mind. And what we want with our planner is to help us, prompt us, guide us for when we are feeling overwhelmed, when we are feeling like, trying to figure out what are we supposed to do next. Having it open and visible, and will more likely you have prompts and guides to go, okay, what's next? Oh yes, this is next. Melinda says, I am part of the Chunky Club too. Let me just, I changed my setting earlier. Let me just pop that. I'm part of the Chunky Club too. I have agree with purposeful, as Erica said, is a good word. Yes, desk space is great tip. I never thought of that, especially if you're in a meeting with other people. I try not to dominate the table with my mix of digital and analog supplies, right? Yeah, so that's a good one too, because yeah, if you are in a meeting and you're all sitting next to each other and having to go, okay, you would probably have your phone there as well and all your pens and everything. And then, yeah, that could take up quite a bit of space. I think my desk is a 120 centimeter desk space. It's an IKEA desk, and so that wide span, there's probably 1 meter, right, or 100 centimeters. And so if you are in a meeting setting, then look, then you've got your, if you have your phone as well, you can put the phone up there. Yeah, so it's desk or real estate area on a desk is also a good one. So those are the things to note, because I'm in a fortunate position to have available to me, bigger size planners and smaller size planner, because I have been gifted by Filofax. I get to know, my likes and dislikes, but what I found is when I have to always close a planner and put it away to create myself, workspace, it's like it's sort of like, oh, what's next? So it's like, oh, where's my planner again? And then, anytime you create friction for yourself when it comes to planning, it's that extra step that can be in the way of you planning effectively and efficiently. And of course, the different sizes depend. The other things to note is your handwriting. If you cannot write small, and if you've tried, then maybe a personal size planner, it's not so much the space of the planner itself, but it's the way it's been set up. So look, a weekly little layout for a day is very small, so you got to write small. So if your writing isn't you can't have it small, or naturally you have bigger writing, then the A5 again is another great way where you've got more space, bigger writing, or if you're one of these that don't like it looking cluttered, because the smaller size means all your writing is going to be closer together. If visually the way you plan, you need to see lots of white space, or you can't write the spaces between each of your writings. So these are the things to think about, especially if you're not in a position to be buying different size planners, although a lot of us planners do change and swap planners all the time, because we know different seasons of our life, the lifestyle we have, whether we're working from home, having to carry our planners, desk space, meeting space, is other factors that we don't normally take into account when we're starting out, or if we're new to planning, or if we go, why isn't my planner working at the moment? It's not so much that you're not as productive or you're not as efficient. Maybe the tools you're using in that moment is not lining up with either the way your brain works, if you're busy, of course you need more space. If you're not as busy, a bigger planner may look empty, and then that can feel like you have to fill it in with lots of things to do, just so it looks like, as you said, purposeful, right? So really, really important. The other thing as well, I think I also like the security blanket feeling of throwing my planner in my purse to go. So I usually gravitate gravitate to personal size. Yes, that's the other thing when it comes to trying to figure out what size to use, because of course bigger planner means bigger bag. If you need to go and pop it in a bag, you have to find a bag that can accommodate this size, along with your other things, your iPad, your laptop, your water bottle, your keys, your makeup bag. So the more you start, the bigger one means you got to go and get a bigger bag. Bigger bag means heavier. Okay, so if you're one of these that commute to work and not just driving from door to door, having to carry all that stuff is another factor when it comes to choosing what size planner you have. And as Erica said, a personal size, or even a pocket size, is handy, it's portable, it's lightweight, and then it's easier to fit into a smaller bag. So those are a few things that you need to go and sort through if you're going, I wonder, or if you're currently in whatever planner organizer you have and can't figure out why. You're planning ahead, you're writing out at the end of the week or at the beginning of the week all your plans, but somehow you don't touch your planner at all. Those are the key factors to look into. It might not be that you're not being productive, motivated, or disciplined. It might be your planner size. Again, writing space, the desk space, depending on whether you commute or not, and having to carry carrying a big planner and everything else can put a toll on your shoulders. Even if you've got the most comfiest bag strap, it's like, it's cumbersome. It's like, oh, do I really want to carry my planner today? I'll just write things on a notepad, and then of course, or post-it notes or sticky notes. So it can have such different things to take into account. So both size, whether you're getting a Filofax Malden organizer in this new color, Vetiver, which is a nice green tone. It just will depend on how your brain works, your lifestyle. So whether you're in a busy season and you need to write down lots of things, if you're commuting, and so really lots of different factors that you wouldn't otherwise think, because you might just go, oh, I love the A5, I love seeing someone else's, and then you go and get one and then you go, oh, it's not for me. These are the factors to think of. A5 equals roomy. It's structured, great for your home, for your desk. If you have a big desk, or you're not having to go and bring it to a meeting, as well as the personal. It's more portable, it's bag friendly, but it can still hold plenty of stuff. So yeah, Melinda says, love A5 size, but I have large bag for my job. I may weigh it a bit, but but it has everything in that I need for the day in the truck. Exactly. So if you're not, me, when I was working outside of the home, I used to walk to work because I lived in the city. I live in the city and I worked in the city, but I would walk, 30 minutes. And so, or even if you're catching a public transport. So those are the things. But yeah, if you have, of course, you can drive to and from work, and it's not much of a distance to be carrying your bag around. Again, those are the things to go and consider when you are choosing what size. Not just so much just A5, but A5 Happy Planner Classic or letter versus personal, mini, B6, A6, whatever planner size you have. Those are the things. So just again, let me just do a comparison with the other. Let me pick everything off the floor. I have the Malden organizer in ochre. So this is the ochre, so this is the personal, and the pink. So those are because you can see the grain. And is that dirt? I think that's dirt. Yep, that's see, because of course, my desk gets a bit messy. So that's the other thing. Lighter colors will show up, more scuffs and more dirt. And so I was going to do, I'll do the mum thing and, lick my finger. Yeah. So it's not a scratch on the leather. It's just, my desk can get dusty. So, okay. So those are the 3 colors I have now in the personal Malden organizer. In the A5, I actually also have it in the baby pink or the pink as well. But I don't use the pink as much because it does show up a lot of, and I'm one of these that I put some of my planner on on my desk, sort of like on one of those book dividers, and then I'll be like, oh, it gets so dirty so quite easily. So, but these are the great colors, and I think it does come in other colors as well, but these are the ones I have that either were gifted to me or when I was a Filofax ambassador. So Melinda's also already told me love the A5, but question for you is, which size do you use more of? Whether it's A5 or personal or big or smaller size, which size do you see yourself using more, depending on your writing size, your desk space, the portability? Do you use roomy A5 or grab and go personal size? And what do you think of this Vetiver green color, the Malden organizer? I am loving it. I love greens, different shades of green. I like, sage, olive, army green, and then now the Vetiver. So would you call this a sage? So let me just compare it. So this is the Filofax refillable, A5 refillable notebook. They called this this shade sage, and then also they have a Let's of London. So Let's of London is Filofax sister store and have beautiful diaries and notebooks. So this is their 2025-2026 Bumblebee week two on 2 page, or week on view, and I use this for my little daily journaling. So I started on the 1st of September, and then I use the calendar as my victory log, and then the future log as my mood log at the end of the day, how the day went. So I do not have a discount code for their Let's of London site, but it is their sister store. So this is what they call shade, and then their olive green Camden. Let me just do a comparison. I've got lots of stuff on my floor now, but I've got a nice little soft rug on my floor, so it's not getting scuffed. So this is the Camden, Camden organizer, which is the one I'm currently using, and that's in olive. Okay, so let me just zoom out a little bit. So there we go, some different green tone comparisons. Let me just make it all pretty. Plan with Tan, hello, how are you? Found you last week through a friend. Oh, thank you so much for joining. Wow! Welcome to my channel. I appreciate you jumping on here. As you will see, my lovely plannerettes in the community are so lovely and so welcoming. So I normally go on, I'm not sure where you are, Tan, if you're in the US or if you are here in Australia or nearby. It is Saturday, 13th of September where I am. It's just 3:20 p.m. And so I normally go on regular lives on my Monday, 5 a.m. And also once a month, first Sunday of each month, I go live doing my brain dump and weekly reset. And then, of course, once a week, I do short podcast episodes. And then you'll see me as well on Instagram as Marianne Cresp. So I'm normally there on a daily basis, or at least regular basis, sharing my day-to-day stuff. So yeah, I appreciate you being here. Erica says, definitely a personal and chunky gal at this stage in life. Yes, I love that. Me too. But what I've found with my personal is I wanted to also have my different trackers, to track how I'm going with all the different habits and routines that I have set for myself, my mood log, victory log, my movement tracker, so, my walk, getting myself outside, and of course the brain dump that I was just talking about. Even like my running to-do list needs to be on an A5, because we talk about putting your task and to do for the week on one page. If it's on a personal, I may not fit as much. And so, you're in Sydney as well. Yay. So Saturday afternoon. Oh, thank you so much for joining me on your lovely weekend. It is a nice weather and I need to get myself outside because I had a nice sleep in today. I think I slept till midday because I was working last night. And then my expense tracker is also on here, and then all my other printables, I do keep it in my A5. So I did a planner flipped last week, I think, or a few weeks back. And this is where I keep my fun trackers, movie tracker, book tracker, savings tracker, and all the other things as well. So I do, because when I moved to personal, because it was already quite chunky as is, I couldn't also fit all my different planner trackers. So I love that. So thank you for sharing with me the different planner size that you have. So of course, if you're also watching on replay, don't forget, I love reading your comments. So, and if you are watching this, whether you're watching it on normal speed or ×2 speed, I like to watch, long live streams and ×2. So, because I know we already don't have, our precious time is already very limited. And so I want to make sure if you are watching on replay, I'm okay if you watch me at ×2, and then I'll just talk a little bit faster and a little bit higher pitch. But, whatever, any questions or any comments you have, type them along so then I can see them as I go. And I love getting those comments from those who cannot, sit with me during a live stream, but like to watch me on replay. All right, so I love that. So like I said, I have the affiliate discount code for their Filofax US, UK, and European site. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunate, but because Australia is a distributor of Filofax product, the parent brand is not able to, dictate what discount they can give. But US, UK, and European, I have 30% off their personalization station. So use Marianne 30, 20% off all our items that are non-leather. So Marianne 20, and then these are leather. So you can get 10% off using my discount code Marianne 10. So that's Marianne 10. So you'll save money, and of course it helps support my channel at no extra cost to you. Well, actually discounted. So make sure you do check the description. Now, if you are still unsure, if you are new to planning, or you can't figure out why your current planner system or planner size is not working, I do have another video where I compare, I think, 5 different things to note when you are trying to figure out how to choose the right planner. Again, A5 versus personal, but doesn't mean you have to stick with those, like either Happy Planner or Letter, which is bigger, versus a smaller A6 or B6, or any other smaller or comparable size to a personal. I have that link in the description, so do check that out after this video and watch that. So that's the Filofax Malden organizers in A5 and in personal in the color Vetiver. It was gifted to me by Filofax, but as always, I share my own honest thoughts. So go back and, little things like it doesn't fold, it doesn't lay flat right away. It's part of the things you got to condition. But the Malden in my ochre and in my pink is a well-loved size for me. So Malden continues to be a favorite amongst Filofax lovers and organizers, and this new color is going to make it even more special, because especially if you love earthy tones, green tones, you're going to really enjoy this one. And so, as I said, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed, first of all, the products, the Filofax products, or if you enjoyed my company, don't forget to like and subscribe. Just like Tan, who found me last week through a friend. I love that. See, sharing is caring. And then we get to find out these lovely different Filofax account or, planner accounts that we would not otherwise know, because, maybe YouTube hasn't shown it to us yet. But now that if you are here liking and subscribing, will also tell other viewers who have similar interests to you. They're going to go, you know what? Cindy, Melinda, Erica, Tan liked Marianne. There are other people and other viewers that also have the same interest. YouTube will share it to them, and then we get to find, discover Marianne more. So again, check out my other Filofax unboxing for more inspiration. Thank you so much for watching Plannerettes and joining me on your Friday evening or Saturday afternoon. I have enjoyed you keeping me company in the live chat, and I'll see you next time. Bye everybody. Bye-bye.